Welcome to episode 26 of the Men Lie, Women Lie, and All Flowers Die podcast. Your lovely host, Mama Les.
Hi there.
Hello, Mama Les.
Hello there.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling well.
This is AI Les. I got rid of the original. She talked back too much. Had to get a little robot, train her up real quick. Shut the hell up. Nah. Nah, I would never. I've never hit a woman in my life. Especially not a woman trainer. I'm Uncle Joe, the one and only, loved and innocent, and sharer of love to the deserving. You know what I mean?
Where is this coming from?
I'm talking bad shit. What do you mean? You should only share love to those that deserve it, right?
Yeah, but
that's honest truth.
We didn't talk about this before the show.
Am I not a
We
sharer
didn't
of love?
a sharer?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a share. I share love with y'all. I share love with the world, guys. I'm a
You sure do.
You sure do.
Oh,
With the gray sweatpants.
That's insinuation of. These girls are on one today, y'all. So be ready, because the tequila is flowing.
Shit.
I got some feedback to share with y'all. Some polls and stuff that we have put online on the gram and stuff. So last week we were discussing behaviors that ruin relationships. And I got some feedback and I want to know what y'all think. So some of the feedback I got from a young lady named Jen, she said the obvious ones are lying, cheating, emotional, mental, and physical abuse. So I think we could agree those are
Yeah.
like undeniably bad.
Did we talk about physical abuse? I don't think we did.
I think you don't really. I don't think we have to talk about it, bro.
I don't-
If
yeah, I
physical
don't think
abuse
so
is
either,
bad. There's
but
no like.
we
There's
didn't
no
mention it.
good way around it.
Yeah, no,
Whether it's the girl
absolutely
hitting
not.
the dude, and that probably doesn't get discussed enough
That's
because
true.
women are inherently violent, and
Yeah.
men, the peace-loving brothers that we are, get abused. And nobody talks about it. Then some other stuff.
I mean, you're right, because there are some men that do get abused.
Yeah.
And
Not only.
listen, I think if you're a woman, and I might get some backlash on this, but if you think it's okay to hit a man, then you gotta expect him maybe get smacked back, right? That's just like human
support that,
reaction.
like in a court
I
of
don't
law.
support it. I'm not saying I support it. I don't support either way. You shouldn't put your hands on somebody. But if you're putting your hands on somebody, there's a possibility it's gonna come right back.
I agree, but
Doesn't make it right.
the man will
But
always
either
be
way, it
held
doesn't- yeah.
accountable and punished.
Yeah.
But verbal abuse as well. A lot of women
Absolutely.
talk down on their man and don't give them that motivation and that push they need to want to excel and be better. They actually kind of like keep them down and rut it out.
Men
And I
do
think
it
it's
as
a
well.
popular. No, of
Men
course.
do it as well.
But we're talking about men for Mental Health Month.
Yes.
Men's Mental Health Month. So fellas, don't take no abuse, physical, verbal, or emotional. She gotta love you right. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna love her and treat her like the flower blooming that she is, she should also water your flower. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Jen also says terrible communication,
Mm-hmm.
taking someone for granted, not being emotionally safe, and not being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
So those are all good examples of behaviors that would ruin relationships. Then I got another one from another young lady who said controlling behavior, not knowing the love of God, therefore not knowing what true love is,
Ooh,
which is deep, and
that
we'll get
was
back to that.
good.
Not knowing love is a verb, lying, being arrogant, and being possessive. So those are pretty obvious. The love of God one was
Yeah.
a deep one that I don't think enough people focus on that, right? Going into a relationship, what is their potential partner's religious customs
Their
or
relationship
activities
with God,
or
their relationship with,
lack of?
or lack of, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could date like an atheist. That'd be bugged out. Or
Yeah.
a Satanist.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I believe in God, so.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't think, like my image of God, right, doesn't have to be the same as yours, but I think
Right.
that
But you gotta believe
you
in
got to
something.
believe in some type of higher power, right, for good, not
Yeah.
for, not like Satan, yeah, he's a higher power, but.
No, a good,
right? Like
the right
good,
one, yeah.
right.
Don't believe in the Big Bang Theory as the origin or the genesis.
To sum it up, there's a lot of ways to ruin a relationship. Maybe we need to have an episode on how to make a relationship work, but we can't be the ones.
What do you mean?
We can't.
Why not?
Because we're not in the position.
You never heard of a coach? Michael Jordan, the best basketball player of all time, had a coach his whole life. Someone that told him how to be good. I'm like
Yeah, but
the
we-
professional love coach. I can teach you how to love.
You just have not had any successful relationships.
Incorrect. They were successful until they weren't successful.
Have you guys? Have you not listened back to like our shows?
But
All
that's
the-
incorrect.
The examples and the stories that you've shared, those
But
don't
when the
sound
times were
like
good,
they were
they were
healthy
good.
relationships.
They might have morphed into something toxic or unhealthy, but at some point, love was shared and communicated and revolved between. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I'll teach y'all how to love. Sign up to Joe's love class. Hit me in the DM. I'll sign you up quick.
Nah, I'm not gonna be held responsible for telling people
If
how
you know
to.
anyone or have siblings that may need love. Another.
By the way, guys, this plant here.
Oh, there's our new plant, our new guest of the show.
And
Very
Joe-
beautiful and loving. It gives me coolness
Joe
and
has
air so I
decided
can breathe.
to name this plant. What are you naming this plant?
This plant is named Jess
Jess.
because of
And-
its beauty and the energy that it's radiating and giving me. The positive energy that is exuding from it to me. We're having an exchange of energy right here. Mama Les, you're not invited, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I have more feedback. You're trying to distract me. So we have posted a question that said, what is the female equivalent of tits and ass to men? So the reply I got was chest and arms, or chest or arms, chest or ass, or chest or eggplant. So this person liked chest.
I mean, I get it, right? Because that's what you see when you first see someone. I like a nice back.
That's fair.
Um,
But you like workout brothers, so that's in line with that.
it wasn't always like that, though.
Used to like chubsters.
I don't know about chubsters, but now I'm more into like muscles, and not like big muscles like that
Right,
either,
right.
right? But I like nice tone.
But that's more of a thing
Abs.
now anyway.
That-
When we were young, like a lot of people didn't go to the gym. A lot of gyms didn't exist.
That we know of, right?
I
Like,
mean,
I
I
mean,
think we
a
would've
lot of
seen
gyms
them.
know, right? But I think there was people always. It doesn't have to be that you're in the gym. You can be like an athlete.
Well, that's what I
right?
mean.
And-
Back in the days, we were just athletic
Yeah.
and mobile and doing shit. So you could have a toned body and never have stepped foot in
Yeah.
the gym. You could be at the park every day, fucking running around and doing push-ups or whatever. Now it's more like gyms are very prevalent. That's a
Yeah.
billion-dollar business, you know. So that makes sense. Backs,
I think Dolly had mentioned height.
height for a woman is very
Mm-hmm.
important. Shout out to all the short kings though, because you know short kings got to get love too.
Their smile, their teeth,
Smile,
right? Make sure they're
teeth, yeah.
white. And if they're not, send them to Luna Bright.
Luna Bright, 10% off. Mention Men Lie, Women Lie podcast.
Yes.
I would think men always were taught to have clean shoes. So I don't know
Yeah.
if women look at shoes. And not just like sneakers, like sneakerheads. But like a man in a
I
suit
agree.
should have the right shoe.
Dolly, I'm glad you brought that up because the smell, right? Like a man with like a
signature smell?
cologne or like. Listen, I dated someone that this guy always smelled like I was like wanting to sniff him all the time, like all the time. Like I was just like, yo, he's fucking smells delicious.
Shout out to that brother. Yeah, I mean that's part of the trick, right? You smell good, and then you give them the extended long hug. You know, like, hey, how you been? And then you leave your aroma on them.
On them, yep. I used to go home and I'm like,
That's old school player shit. You know what I'm saying?
Old
Not that I
shit.
would know, 'cause,
okay, old school player.
you know, I'm trying to be devoted. You know what I mean?
To the plant.
Hey, some more feedback. Damn, but wait, arms? No love for arms. On dudes, no. Ass? Y'all don't look at a dude's butt? Y'all don't like dudes with a perky butt? I don't know. That sounds weird. I don't know why.
That's not for
go
me.
like that.
I'm sure there's women that do, but that is not equivalent to tits and ass for me.
So yours is back and height?
Back height, their
Smell.
teeth, their smell.
How about dress?
Yeah, but I feel like that can always like change. Like people's styles change, right? Like
Well, you got to have a varied style. Yeah, you can't wear the same shit every day. You got to be able to dress it up. dress it
yeah, no,
down,
but that's what I'm saying. So like
layers.
when you first see someone, right, that might not be their best attire, depending on where you meet them.
But it don't matter.
So
So if they look dusty, it don't matter? As long as they got a broad back and
no,
6'5"?
no.
Tattoo.
No, I guess they're tattoos.
Don't be dusty and get tattoos, y'all. All right, some more feedback, so then we can move on. We asked if your husband has a female at work that is always buying them coffee in the morning. What are you doing? A young lady named Agnes. Shout out to Agnes. Agnes is suffering from cataract in her eyes, and she has a GoFundMe. She's trying to raise $3,000 to go get surgery so she can continue working and raise her son. So if y'all can go to at SIRAMADSENGA, click the link in the bio for the GoFundMe, make a donation, whatever you can, so she could get
and
her.
even if you can't donate, right, like repost it.
Repost it, share it, whatever, so she could get that surgery popping. So she said if her dude is getting oh wait, before that, she replied on the tits and ass, and hers was facial hair or no. So I guess if he don't got facial hair, he's
It's a
ass
no?
out, I guess.
I like a beard.
A beard.
I like a salt and pepper beard.
Does that run in the family?
What if she like? Oh,
What?
I don't know.
Shush. Find out.
Oh no, Dolly, where's your head?
Dolly! So, facial hair or not? Ladies, let us know. Do the brothers need facial hair? I feel like facial hair is in right now, and
I think
no facial hair looks weird.
It does. It does. I like facial hair.
And then for the if your husband's work wife is buying him coffee every day, she says she's buying them both coffee, and putting eye drops in it.
Putting eye drops in the coffee?
Yeah, so they say if you drink eye drops, you get like the runs.
Really? I never heard that.
Yeah, don't try it. I've heard that
That's
before.
a little
Evil?
it's not like evil, but it's
That's
like,
evil. You're gonna give your husband the runs, and his work wife.
shouldn't I fucking bought him coffee? And you shouldn't be accepting coffee from somebody that's not me.
What if he needed the pick me up of the little
Go
coffee?
buy it your damn self.
But you wasn't there.
No, go buy it. You have 2 legs, right?
Why you got a work wife for if not to get you the coffee? I think y'all are bothered by the phrase work wife. If it was like work friend, then I don't think it would matter so much.
I guess. I mean, if it's a once in a blue, right? Like, oh, I'm going to get coffee. You want? Okay, fine. But
How about if it's a secretary? It's kind of like a job. Not saying that's
Yeah,
what secretaries
I mean,
do,
but
it could
that,
be a
it could
part
be.
of the job.
Yeah, that's a little different. But when you think of work wife, right? That's somebody you have lunch with. That's somebody you have conversations with. That's not just somebody buying you coffee. Like, I'm going to pick up coffee and I'm bringing you coffee. That's not the problem. The
Well,
problem
the
is
question
work
was
wife.
not work wife. The question was just a girl.
So how did we start talking about work wife? Because that's what bothers me.
Your man having a work wife bothers you,
That would bother me.
Would bother you.
Yes.
even if it's purely platonic and innocent.
No, there are. We've had this conversation. There are no platonic friends, right?
Depends.
No, they met at work. It's not like they grew up together. No.
All right, they met at work. That don't mean they're trying to fuck.
That
might
means
just-
that one of
They
them.
might just have things in common and
No.
find each other cool.
No.
I've had work wifeys.
And that's what you're saying.
And
So-
you never hooked up with any of them.
So somebody else had a suggestion,
Ah!
a compliment.
Thank you. Thank you. You see? You see.
But that was in the past
Yeah,
before I
whatever.
found my redemption and became a one-woman man. You know what I'm saying? Now I've found the path to loyalty and
That was
devotion.
like 10 minutes ago.
Got some haters. Someone else replied, it depends. Is it his boss? Is it his coworker? There's a difference.
What is the difference?
I don't know. You tell me. What if it's his boss? And she's buying him
She
coffee
could
every
still-
day.
there could still be something there.
Yeah, but it'd be harder for him to say no or stop if it's his boss. It might, you know what I mean?
Why?
She might be, you know,
She shouldn't be offended.
but
If-
she might be trying to bag him. And he might think, you know, his job might be in danger. If it's his boss and he tells her, yo,
It's either your job or your wife at home. Like, why would you want to put yourself in that situation? If you're not interested, you're going to speak up. Now, if you want to leave that door a little bit open,
or you want to
that's-
protect your job.
no.
You
That's
never know
why
how
there's
she might
HR.
react. Yeah, but HR is not for the people, it's for the company. It seems like a slippery slope.
And in that case, HR will protect you because the last thing that they want is some type of like sexual harassment suit.
If HR is down with your boss, they ain't gonna protect shit. They're gonna fire you.
Nah.
And nothing will be positive. And then you're gonna go home, and now your wife's gonna leave you anyway because you unemployed. So either way, you ask that.
Nah.
No.
Nah, Joe.
I would never
What if it
participate.
was the other way
in
around and your wife, her boss,
Oh, I would think he's trying to fuck.
and you'd be okay with it?
No, of course not. But
So
I
you
would
want her
know.
to put an end to
Yeah,
it.
but I think it might be more believable from a woman.
So
I
what
think
if
a
she's
man
like-
saying my
what
boss
if
is coming
she's
on to
like-
me might be less like people would care less.
But it's not about people. If it's HR, there's HR policies, whether you're a male or a female.
I agree, and I'm aware, but I don't think HR would fight as hard if it was a female, as they would if it was a female reporting the same thing. And I
mean,
could be
you might
wrong.
be
It
right,
might depend on the
but-
company. It might
yeah.
depend on the HR.
Yeah.
But it's possible. I think men.
I really think though now,
Speak
at
up
least
less.
like large corporations now, like HR has to be very careful,
Well,
right?
yeah, now
so
I think it's easier
I
to
think,
prove things.
yeah, I don't think
possible.
they will take that lightly, no matter who it's coming from.
So, fellas, do not allow your boss to harass you sexually, verbally, or emotionally. Regardless of what you wear, don't allow them to speak on your body and your physique. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow them to fat shame you, body shame you, slut shame you. They shouldn't slut shame that word. Someone else said, and this I believe is the last one. Angie says, she about to wear that coffee if it's more than twice in a flirtatious way.
You see,
So,
Angie is my type of girl.
These answers are proving that y'all are fucking crazy and men can't even be social.
Yes, you
Which
got
is
it.
foul. That's foul. Y'all want a man like to mush any girl that's not you if they try to engage. with you.
Absolutely, because guess what? If it was a guy, I'm gonna mush
That's
the guy.
bullshit.
What?
That's bullshit because you have to interact with people. All right, you for
But I
example.
don't have to accept a coffee from someone.
What's so bad about a coffee?
Listen, at my job I've had customers that'll buy us coffee. I don't drink them. I'll take it. Okay, thanks. You know.
Ah, but you
And
took it.
Yeah, but it's random customers. It's not like I have the same customer coming in, right, and being like, "Oh, let me buy you a coffee." No, that's not the case.
You would tell him no.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
So no work wifeys for Mama Les and no work husbands.
No,
Boring.
I don't like that. Listen, I'm very like possessive. Like what's mine is mine. And I guess, right, a person is never really yours, right? Because we don't own people. But like, I'm very protective of what's mine. And if you're in my circle, like, just
Yeah.
gonna keep
Also,
it
if
there.
you're in a relationship, there are certain rules. You don't own someone, but you owe them levels of respect. You know what I'm saying? Or it should be at least.
I just want the guy that's not gonna entertain anybody else, like that he has no want to entertain. If you have a need to entertain someone else, then I'm not the person for you, right? That's how I feel. I feel like when I'm really into somebody, I don't care to entertain anybody else. I don't care to hurt someone else's feelings to, you know, to be like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Like, I'm with someone. Like, I have no problem telling somebody that if I'm into the person that I'm with,
I believe that's how it should be
but it's not.
in today's times it's proven to be more difficult, I would think. There's a lot more like opportunity and distraction available.
Right.
Not saying
But is there
you
really?
still
It just
have to
seems
maintain.
like there's
Well, everybody thinks they have way more options.
right.
And they think if we break up today, I got 10
Somebody
lined
else
up
tomorrow, right?
And
those
that's
10
false.
lined up. Even
Yeah.
if they had 10 lined up tomorrow, will those 10 compare to what you had? You know what I mean?
And those 10 only want you because you have a wifey.
Correct.
And then once you don't have a
This-
wife
this-
anymore, they
this
don't want
is
you.
true.
Because women are very good at paying attention. That's why. And they see these patterns and these trends. And
Listen, men are the same way though, because men will want someone that has a man. Like that's
men will want someone that has a man, yes, but I don't think they'll want to like
I
steal
think
them and make them their boyfriend or girlfriend.
you don't think so?
No.
I think that's like a kind of like a little bit of an ego thing, right?
Well,
Like, I could
yes.
snatch your girl.
But they don't want to
You know
keep
what I
them
mean?
because why would I want to
I
keep a
guess
girl
you're
that cheats
right.
on her man? The same way you get them, the
You're
same
right.
way you
Us
lose.
women, we're dumb. We take the man, we take the man
Wow.
that has someone, and then we're like, he won't do it to me. What makes us so
He's
different?
gonna be a
right?
great husband.
We are no different than the next woman. So, he did it to her. He'll do
Well,
it
I'm
to
glad you said it and not me. Speaking of mental capacities, we are here to discuss the miraculous miracle known as the human brain and 6 ways that you can make your brain stronger. And in making your brain stronger, it will help other aspects of your life. More clarity, more peace, overthinking. Yo, I read a quote. I thought this shit was dope, bro. They said worrying is praising your problem. Right? I was like, damn, that's a really good way to put it, bro.
Yeah, listen, man. Overthinking is probably one of the worst things you can do. You're already suffering for something that may not have already happened and may never happen.
Correct.
You know, I'm definitely an overthinker. And at one point, I think I've become very aware of it. So now I'm like, okay, no, Leslie, like let it go, right? Like don't overthink it. But I think at one point, like I was like, in my head, it was like I'm preparing myself for any situation. So whatever the outcome is, right?
Yeah, but
I'm
you're
prepared for
creating
it. Yeah.
potential outcomes.
Absolutely, it's self-sabotage.
And then you're emotionally preparing for them,
Yep.
which probably affects the way you're just emotionally carrying yourself today because you're already preparing for this event. Like when they say women mentally break up a
Way
month
before,
they
yeah.
leave or 2 months before they leave.
Way before.
That's foul. So we're going to give some examples that we believe are ways to strengthen your mind and your psychological. Would you like to go first, Mama Les?
Sure.
Sure.
I'll start with breath work.
Breath work.
So it actually helps calm like your nervous system. It kind of brings things back into perspective, like when the anxiety starts to kick in, or when. So it helps you just control your emotions, your thoughts. And I actually took one time. I went to like this breath work thing, and it's crazy. You got. I think I told you about it.
Well, you told me about the public speaking thing.
No, I think I told you about it back on one of the episodes that I was saying. I was like, oh, next time he comes, I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
And it helps you kind of heal like a lot of traumas and things like that, which is all about making your mind more powerful. But definitely breath work. That's why when people get like panic attacks and stuff, they tell them to like breathe in a bag and things like that. But it's not just regular breathing, right? There's like,
It's controlled breathing.
yeah, and like sometimes it's like 3 deep breaths and then 1 long exhale. So there's different ways of doing it, but definitely breath work is when you're in a situation and you just feel like, okay, I'm losing it, just take a moment and just breathe.
So I saw a video recently that the guy says a psychological trick is if you're having a panic attack or overthinking, you sit down and you look up. And you breathe for 10 seconds, I think it is. 10 to 20 seconds. 3-second intervals. Something about the position of your head and the way your eyes focus upwards tricks your brain into some relaxation state or some shit, and it helps get past that. I had a panic attack last night, yo, but I was on an edible and driving, and I was shook like a motherfucker. So don't take edibles and drive.
We do not recommend
Yeah.
taking edibles. Okay.
And my niece told me about the same experience. No diss to your son. I'm not
No,
trying to.
that-
My niece told me that shit happened to her in the mall. She had a
Listen,
wild
I'm
experience.
just
But
also- Since we hadn't talked about it, Joe, my
Oh, we don't have to
son,
talk about
for
it.
the first time, you brought it up,
Oh,
then people are going to be like,
so what? Let them assume. I want to talk about
All
breathing
right.
techniques. There is one that I saved that can help you sleep. A certain breathing technique. It has a number too. It's like the 4-3-7 method or some shit. And I wanted to share it with you,
that
but I
it
do have to
helps
find
put
it.
you to sleep?
Yeah, it
or-
helps you fall asleep.
Okay.
And I saved it, but
One of the things that I've been using to sleep, and it's also to kind of rewire my brain. So at night I listen to like these sleep hypnosis. And she's a hypnotist, like a licensed hypnotist, and it depends on what it is. For example, I think last night I was listening to one that it's all about like peace, like creating peace in your life, and she talks through this thing with this like tone that's very like yeah, and very monotone, and you know the things that she says halfway through I end up falling asleep, right? But it kind of like, I don't want to say brainwashes you, but it's kind of like telling yourself, right, positive affirmations all the time, but in your sleep, to your subconscious.
Correct.
And she's just repeating things. I think it's worked. I've been doing it now probably for like 7 months.
I think stuff like that really does work. And
I
we're
do.
going to get to affirmations and meditation. But I think, well, not I think, right? I believe it's been studied and proven that the brain controls your whole outcome of life and your whole outlook.
Now that you say that, I was reading an article, right, where they had a group of 75-year-old men. They put them to think that it was like the 1950s where they would have been in their 50s. And they gave them like IDs with a younger age, everything like so that their environment would make them feel as if they were younger. And what they did after that was they saw like their health went up, their
Right.
everything, like their thought process, everything was not of a 75-year-old, but younger.
Right.
And it was just because of the environment that they were in, it changed the way they were thinking.
Yeah, your mind can fool yourself.
Your mind creates your environment.
That's why they say you gotta think right and think beyond your
That's
moment.
why you gotta tell yourself, I'm the shit.
You know this shit.
I'm the shit.
The method is known as the 4-7-8 breathing technique, and it involves breathing in for 4 seconds, holding your breath for 7 seconds, and exhaling for 8 seconds. And you do this over and over at
What
night.
is it again?
4-7-8 breathing technique. You breathe in for 4 seconds,
Okay.
you hold it for 7,
Okay.
and then you exhale for 8.
All right, let's try. Ready?
Yeah.
What are we breathing in for 4 first?
You breathe in for 4.
Okay, Dolly, you're gonna count?
Wait.
Oh boy. We're learning to breathe, guys. Finally.
Breathe in for
This
4.
is the 4-7-8 breathing technique. You breathe in for 4 seconds.
Hold it for 7.
You hold it for 7.
Release for 8.
And then you exhale for 8.
All right. So count 4 seconds first. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
What happened?
Count!
You want me to count out?
We could have counted us.
Oh my God.
I was counting in my mind.
All right, never mind.
Oh.
Do it again. Ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
4.
Practice this on your
I
own.
just spit all over Joe.
Oh. What's this?
Wedding.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay,
Okay, so that's breathing. You have to do your
That I didn't hear that.
proper
Okay.
breathing.
Is
What?
my lipstick okay? That's not awesome. That's not funny.
What? We're gonna be family.
That's
Anyway,
not- Imagine me and Joe related.
Yo, that'll be lit.
Is my lipstick okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
My number one was reading. I recommend The 50th Law. I think we've spoken about that book. It has to do with overcoming fear and fearlessness. A lot of people read The Secret, The Four Promises, The 48 Laws of Power, The Art of War, The Art of Seduction. But you can read anything. The point is for your mind to be active, and it's like the gym for your mind.
No, I agree. But the thing is, right, there's people that read and they have this knowledge and then do nothing with it.
There's
right?
people that-
So if you're reading things and you're reading about manifestation, you're reading about the art of seduction, you got to put these things into play,
Yeah, you
right?
gotta
Because
try them
then
out.
your brain is just full of knowledge, and what are you doing with that?
No, you got to put them into practice.
Yes.
I think the Four Agreements is. And the. I think there's a book. It's called The Meaning of Love or The Mastery of Love, some shit like that. It's pretty dope. So those are all good to learn about yourself, and then also learn how to communicate with others, and how to maintain relationships, and how to not. Actually, some of them are good in helping you not ruin a relationship.
Yeah, there's a good one too. I think it's called Unfuck Yourself, and it's really
That's
like
a popular one,
how to
yeah.
get out of your own head.
Yes. That's a very
which I
popular
think
one right
that's a lot of people, right? Like we're really in our head at all times. Sometimes we just gotta let go and let God.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people
know.
feel like sometimes
being in your head is the safest place to be. You know, when a lot of shit is going on, or you're stressed out, or you're overwhelmed. Like,
Right, but like sometimes we try to control things that we have no control over,
correct.
right?
That's where you stress yourself
and
out.
that's where we gotta learn
And
to,
you
probably
to
makes it
detach
worse.
and let it go and just listen. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yes. There's another quote that it says like, worrying about tomorrow kills the peace of today,
Yeah.
which
Then
makes sense.
like think about it. Are you ever really present in the moment with someone if you're or whatever, just with family, if you're thinking about tomorrow's problems?
Yeah.
It's easier said than done because
oh, for sure.
Especially for overthinkers.
yeah. Yeah.
But you got to practice. And if you need help, try reading one of these books and see if they'll help you out. Find the one that fits your needs and your lane, and you can use that out. Audiobooks help whenever
Yeah.
you're doing your activities or at the gym or whatever it is. I find audiobooks help a lot actually, but I prefer the physical media. But whatever you can do, bro. As long as you're reading something, they say you should be reading at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. Keep the brain active. Educate yourself. Build your vocabulary and your speaking knowledge and stuff. Easy recommend. Reading is fundamental.
I think one that I've actually started to enjoy more of is just time alone,
Uh-huh.
right? And not time alone to like think about shit, just time alone, whether it's going to the beach, being in nature, going for a hike, going for a walk, just to kind of clear my mind. I feel has helped me be better at putting things in perspective and controlling my thoughts. And that's really what it's all about, right? If you can control your thoughts, your mind, forget about it.
absolutely. But also those activities that you mentioned, going to the beach.
Going and walking around or whatever. They're outdoor activities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That goes back to a conversation we had, I think it was last episode, about how important it is to get sun
Yeah.
and absorb sunlight and those vitamins. And also earthing. If you're going to go walk in the park, go barefoot and walk on the grass and touch.
some grass for a little while and
Not if you're like in Hudson County and shit.
Or find a pleasant park that is not littered and
polluted.
Listen, and if you're in the tri-state area now, right, the sun is sunning. So
Yeah.
go out and
And they built a lot of places for like that, like sunbathing.
yeah, you know what? And
also.
I'm lying too because like even I see people even at like 80th Street Park, right, where they'll bring like a blanket
Yeah,
and they're on the
yeah.
grass and they take off their shoes and
Just gotta
So-
find a nice little area,
Yeah.
a nice little
Yeah, you're
peaceful
right, I was-
area.
I was
You was hating on the hometown. Look at you.
not in the hometown, on the home county.
Even worse. Nah, but definitely do those things. The beach, the water always helps. There's a
Yeah.
tranquility in water. The sun, I can't over exaggerate the importance of the sun and how it can change your mood and your day and even down to your appearance and shit. Like, and while you're out there in the sun and you're alone, you can also practice meditation,
Yes.
which will bring you clarity and peace as well. Morning meditations before you do activities or post activities. I was having a discussion last night about meditation post workout and how it helps you like come down from the workout, the high of the workout. And
That's
those poses are not easy too. So if you're actually working out with some of the yoga meditation poses.
I've taken like a yoga class like once. It's actually hard, but it was like a hot yoga class, so I'm sure that made it that much
More difficult, yeah.
and actually no, I guess twice because I took an aerial yoga
Oh, that sounds
as
crazy.
well. That was actually a lot more physical, right? Because you're with those. They look like these curtains. Like you wrap and you got to bring yourself up.
On next week's episode, aerial
We'll be
yoga.
doing aerial yoga. But it in a weird way. It disconnects your brain from your thoughts.
Yes, yes. It's transformative.
And I think meditation, right, for you to get really good at it, you have to do it continuously, right? There's people that when they start, right, the point is to just be aware of your thoughts in meditation, right? And people think, oh, I'm not supposed to think about anything. No, thoughts are going to come in, right? You're going to get downloads of thoughts all the time. It's you, as you do meditation more and more, just pushing them aside. Like, hey, I hear you, but not right now. Right? Hey, I get that thought, but not at the moment. That takes time, right? It's not that you're just going to sit there and then all of a sudden you're not going to think about anything. No. Our brains are constantly on go, go, go.
Especially now with the overstimulation. I always pictured meditation. When I would meditate, I would picture me like sweeping a large room. And like the thoughts is what's being swept out. So you're kind of like pulling all the thoughts out and you're just staying in a large room. And now it's clean, so you can.
Yeah, there's so much. You can go on YouTube and get like guided meditations, and it's become a lot easier, right, to get better at it. Start with the guided meditations. It tells you exactly what to do, what to think, and it takes time though. A lot of people give up on it because, right, the first, second, third, 10th time, right, they're like, I don't get it. But if you continue, you get better at it.
And the good thing about that YouTube meditation is like for introverts that don't want to like go to a class or are not comfortable doing it around other people or learning around other people, they can learn it and practice it on their own.
And it's a good way even with your kids to do it. The first time I did it with my younger son, he fell asleep. It was like a 30-minute guided meditation. So he fell asleep within the first 15 minutes. He's sitting there and all of a sudden he's snoring, right? But it's a good way to help them to learn how to release emotions and control their emotions, right? Especially kids nowadays. It's so much.
It's too much
And sometimes
stimulation.
they don't have like an outlet.
Yeah. That I think that goes back to what we were talking about a little bit earlier, where when we were young, we were so much more physically active that our outlets could be the running around or the sport. Like we could get our emotions out somehow. And we weren't so overstimulated because we didn't have so many options.
Right. There wasn't, right, the social media, the comparing. Like, I feel like now kids, I'm glad that I grew up in, like, the time that social media had just started. What we have, like, MySpace, Mi Gente or something, right? But there really wasn't that comparison. Like, you couldn't, you know what I mean? Like now I feel like kids go on and they're like, oh my God, look at the life that they're living. Look at the, you know?
Yeah, you weren't
That's
exposed to
tough.
so much.
Right.
You mainly saw your
Your own people, yeah.
And that was all in the
And
same
then-
fucking
right,
boat, except
right.
for once in a while you have like a little rich kid or something.
Right, like I feel like now for kids, right, like it's hard.
It's got to be hard because now you see like high schoolers going to school in fucking Dior, everything, and you're like, I'm an adult and I can't do that. Imagine a kid, poor kid going to school in his little Nike outfit, and that shit ain't even good enough.
And the kids don't realize, right? Like, number one, social media is always going to show you the lavish side of things,
The good
right?
side,
The
yeah.
good side. They don't show you what it took them to get there or what they're going through in their life. Like, yeah, they may be wearing Dior, but they may have parents that don't pay attention to them, that are always traveling, that, you know, and for us adults as well, right? We see like entrepreneurs, or what is it that Dolly calls it? Entrepreneurs, where they're so successful, or they seem to be so successful, right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, damn, like what are they doing? What we don't know the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
know how long they've been at it. We don't know. They don't
Their
share that
failures.
stuff, right? Their
Mhm.
failures. So what is it? Comparison is the thief of joy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But it's tough. It's
yeah,
tough.
no, of course, especially when
That's why you gotta
when you go
talk
on
to your
social media,
kids.
that's all you see.
Yeah. You gotta talk to your kids. Yo, be happy with just whatever you got, bro. There's people that got less. No matter what you have or don't have, there's somebody that has less and would kill for whatever it
For
is
what
that
you have,
you're
yeah.
complaining about lacking or whatever.
Listen, that's why we think to ourselves, right? Like, oh my God, we got all these problems. There's always somebody that has it worse, man. Always.
Yeah.
And it's also important on who you follow and who your kids are following.
Yeah, that's
Because
actually very
you-
important.
You feel that's all you're seeing every day. Every time you go on social media, if you're following all these, you know, I don't know, celebrities or whatever, that's going in your head.
If you're following big booty thotties,
That's all you
that's
think
all
about.
you're gonna see. All I don't follow big booty thotties. Nah, you should follow like pages that spark your interest. If you're into
Yeah,
art,
whatever
follow some
interests you,
artists. If
yeah.
you're into music, follow some people that are making music and learn the process of music. But if you're into big booty thotties, follow that. That might be your passion. We're not here to judge anybody.
No,
If you're
not at
into
all.
big back buff dudes, follow them.
Follow
too.
them.
They might, teach you something.
They
Speaking of
just
that,
might.
another mental exercise or something that helps with your mental that you are an expert at is working out.
Yes. I have to say that it has become so therapeutic. Like, if I miss a couple of days in a row, like, I can feel myself getting anxious.
Right.
It's become my outlet. When I'm stressed, when I'm like, fuck, like, shit is going on and I have no control over it, I'm going to go leave that on the floor. I'm going to go kill myself on that floor. And
You be in the gym lifting like, yeah, this is mama leg.
I mean, not like that, but I do. Like, sometimes when I put the weight down, I'm like, fuck. You know,
Get into it.
And one thing that my coach taught me is, like, when you feel like you can't go anymore, go to that dark place. In that, like, in your head, go to that dark, sad place and fucking push through it and just be like, fuck. And
Hate is
it
a hell of a motivator.
Yo, it's not hate. It doesn't have to be hate. It could be like
No,
sadness.
whatever,
It could
yeah.
be, like a tough time that you went through and you just push through it. It helps you heal all that past trauma. I'm not saying it's the only thing you have to do, right? I still recommend therapy. I still recommend
No, do all these.
all of that,
shit and
right? These are
find what
just-
works for you.
and these are all what I was telling you earlier, right? Part of the cognitive behavioral therapy, right? Which is rewiring your brain. And it includes therapy. It includes doing like exercises, controlling your thoughts, changing your thoughts instead of like, why is this happening to me? What is this teaching me? Things like that. So all of that falls under that.
So work out. Also, runner's high is a thing.
What is that?
So runners that run long distance, as they run, their body kicks up. I think it's the dopamine.
So they get like a euphoric high from running.
I hate running.
Really? I like
Yeah,
running.
no. I hate running.
I like.
I'm like,
Gotta get your stamina up, Mama Les.
listen, I can't.
Can't
I'll do the
have the
treadmill.
weak
Not the
stamina.
treadmill. I'll do the Stairmaster. That's like my cardio. Running.
I like the
can't.
elliptical machine.
I can't.
I've come to like build a little routine where I watch concerts while I'm on like the elliptical or whatever. So shout out to YouTube. YouTube has mad fucking concerts that you can watch from like whole time. So I'll find like a dope concert. I recently watched Limp Bizkit at Lollapalooza in Chile, and that was pretty dope. And I'm gonna
Yeah, it
watch
keeps you distracted, right? And you
Jay
just
Z's
keep-
B-sides. Yeah, it's dope.
when I'm on the Stairmaster, right, I'll do like 40 minutes on it. And what I'm listening to, honestly, is like a podcast of like some type of inspiration, right? Like,
Right, so that's
fucking
another
keep
one
going.
on the list is listening to certain positive podcasts, or on YouTube they have like videos of affirmations. So you can listen to that as you do stuff, or before you go to sleep, or while you sleep.
Or first thing in the morning, right?
First thing in the
Instead
morning,
of picking up your
definitely.
phone and looking at social media, you know, put on some YouTube and do positive affirmations, right? One thing that I've switched up on my positive affirmations is not only saying like I am, but also saying you are, right? Because when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm speaking to like my inner child, right? So I'm letting my inner child, my younger Leslie know, like, no, you are amazing. You are loved. You are worthy. You are enough.
That's pretty deep, yo. Because probably your inner child needs to hear that.
Of course.
They probably hadn't heard that. I had some affirmations or something about affirmations that would have been nice to share with y'all. It was
Unprepared.
say this to yourself every morning. No, it's because I lost it. My bad. Repeat this to yourself.
Okay.
My life is great. I am great. This is just me talking to myself on the regular. Everything is happening for me. All the things I am currently experiencing are only taking me to the next level of my life. I am growing. I am getting better. I choose to believe in sudden miracles and unexpected blessings. So that's pretty dope. You repeat that to yourself in the morning. And you can find all different kind of affirmations. I recently had some affirmations that were released on the CIA. So those might be like, you know what I mean, a little more potent or whatever, you know.
What are they?
I can send them to you. They're pretty long, but they were like actual files that were released by the CIA. And they're like actual affirmations. Say no to your mind. Say in your mind, say to yourself. They have you start something.
I think, hold on. No,
Fix me up
it's
here.
over here. There you go.
Thank you. Resonant breathing exercises for focus. There's a lot of stuff. And like I said, it came from the CIA, and I'll send it to you later.
Okay.
To go into natural restful sleep, they have some. To remember, to reduce pain signals. Like, this goes to show you how powerful your brain is, that you can think a certain way and it'll reduce your pain, reduce emotional charge, change your body for great speed and strength.
Yeah.
To receive new energy for your total system, to balance any part of your body. And again, this came from the CIA, so I imagine they have top-notch fucking
There's a lot
scientists
of
and
research
shit.
that even just changing like your thoughts has healed people from like illnesses.
Yes, absolutely.
Dolly mentioned one where what was it that women like they were thinking in their head, they convinced themselves that they were pregnant, and their body was actually like functioning as if they were pregnant, right?
Well,
they would have like morning
that's
sickness.
like the
They would have
experiment
like
you
you know
said with the 75-year-old guys. Your
Yeah.
body is tricking you into
Your mind is tricking you,
your mind
right?
is
Yeah.
tricking your body.
That's so crazy, right?
Well, that goes to show the power of the brain, right? That's like people who displace themselves mentally. Like, for example, if they're getting tortured or something.
Yeah, and they
Or some people do it with tattooing. I try to do it when I get a tattoo. I try to leave my body and
why?
because that shit hurts.
Oh, you're such a baby.
I don't give a fuck. That shit fucking hurts.
Something we didn't get into, sound frequency therapy.
Oh, like the sound bowls and all
Yeah.
that stuff. I've never gone to one of those, but it's on my like to-do list.
So on YouTube, you can find
Yeah.
frequencies. So
sound baths.
when
or
you go to
whatever.
YouTube, look for 2,992 hertz frequency, and they say you can focus on it for just 60 seconds, and your body will begin to react to it positively. So look for that. Again, all these things are suggestions. You have to find what you're comfortable with and what works best with you. Therapy, obviously,
Yeah.
everybody should do therapy, but find the therapy that works for you. Find a therapist, that
therapist,
works for you,
yeah.
because it's not one size fits all. You got to find someone who you trust and you're comfortable with, and
Yeah.
someone that's gonna make you want to emote and relieve.
Yeah, and I mean, all therapists have like different specialties, right? Like if you're more of like a spiritual person, right? There's therapists that will help guide you a little bit more on the spiritual aspect, right? Like healing through spirituality. So you just really do have to find what works for you and someone that has kind of like similar beliefs to you, but will
Yeah.
also
Push you.
push you, right? And
Yeah.
kind of test your thought process.
Right. You know what's crazy now? They offer online therapy. I don't know how I feel about that.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
I don't know how serious I could take a therapy FaceTime.
I've done
Yeah.
therapy FaceTime, yes.
And I don't know. I feel like I want to be there
Honestly,
with
for
you.
me, it's become so much easier than having to go to a place and sit there and wait. Like, no, I do 1 hour session, boom. Now, the ones I really don't understand, I haven't tried it, so I won't knock it. They have like text therapy. And I get that might work for someone that's maybe a little bit more shy and can express themselves more in writing, right? There's a lot of people that verbally it's hard for them to express, but they'll sit there and type you this whole text message and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah. If
I
that's what
just,
works.
I don't know.
Well, you're more of a talker than
Yeah,
a texter.
yeah.
So it depends on your personal preference.
Yeah. And you know me, I love me a FaceTime.
True that. So the therapist got to be like, damn, Mama Les again. This bitch crazy, yo. She need therapy for real. Nah. So what did we miss? We spoke on reading, meditation, working out, certain positive podcasts, audiobooks, affirmations daily, multiple times preferably.
Yep.
Working out. No, we said that. Therapy. I put working under pressure, but I think that's more an example of like the strength of the brain, you know, because the brain is a mega computer, right? And it's more powerful than any computer that's been built up till now. Who knows what will happen in the future? And when you're under pressure, your brain has to like react and think and create. It has to do a bunch of shit at once.
Yeah.
So I think that's more a testament of the strength of the brain and its processing capability.
It's actually the strength of the mind because the brain is just the organ, right? It's the mind that's within the brain. So if you look
Right.
up, right,
So the
like,
mind, yeah.
so the mind.
Like, you know what's bugged out that we always take advantage of and it's really not fucking easy? Driving. Like, you know how much shit you do while you're driving? Like, just as of driving, in the driving process,
What
you're
about
checking
when
your
you're-
mirrors
when you're
and your
driving and
dashboard.
You get to your destination and you're like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah,
That's scary.
That's dangerous because
That's
that's
you're
like
not
muscle
present.
memory shit.
Yeah, like you're not present.
But when you're present and you like realize, like,
Yeah.
damn, I just did 7 things in 3 seconds just to make sure I don't
It's
fucking
true.
die right now.
It's true.
So pay attention.
But not
while
everybody
driving.
drives like that.
Well,
Some
you
people
know,
shouldn't be on the
you gotta be
road.
safe, bro. You have to consider yourself precious cargo, and then
Absolutely.
driving, you're moving the precious cargo. So you don't want to fuck it up before it gets where it's going. You gotta, treat yourself.
Yeah.
Don't cheat yourself. And if you're ever super lonely, you gotta beat yourself. No. Don't act offended, Mama
Oh,
Liz.
Lord. I'm not offended. I'm just like, did he really just say that? We're talking about the mind, and he's talking about beating yourself.
How about that? as a mind thing. People, you know, them when brothers be stressed out, they gotta let one out. To, you know,
Yeah,
feel
but
the
don't they
peace.
say, isn't there like this thing where
Whoa.
like men shouldn't, well, maybe that's porn. Maybe that's porn. Like there's,
No, there's
I don't know
men
exactly
that
what it
practice
is. That it's like,
retention, semen retention.
right, that but it provides like mental clarity.
Yeah.
So how does the opposite,
It depends on the man. Every man's
you
not
think
the same.
so? I don't know.
Some need to nut to feel clarity, and some
Or
need
some
to
may
nut to
think,
feel
right?
clarity.
Maybe they just never have gone to that extent where it makes a difference in their life. Maybe,
Well, yeah, I'm sure not every man has practiced semen retention. That's a fairly
is that really
new
what it's called?
thing.
Like that's
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
term
semen
for it?
retention. Yeah.
Okay.
Look
I
into
don't
that.
want to walk around
fellas.
saying semen retention. People are like, what the fuck?
Why are you walking around talking about semen retention?
No, I'm saying, you know, if you have a conversation, I'm like, well, you should try semen retention.
What kind of conversation? I don't know. I'm not asking that question. Do we have anything else?
No, I don't. I don't think
All
so.
right. I don't think I have anything else either. If you have any suggestions or topics that you would like discussed, or if you need any advice, particularly about love and how to love one another, feel free to write into the show. The Love Doctor is always here, you know what I'm saying?
Dr. Love.
At Men Lie, Women Lie _ podcast, I think, or Men Lie, Women Lie podcast. Look it up. It's on the gram.
Show, really?
I don't remember it right now. I got mad grams that I be needing to remember, right? It's a lot to remember.
Hold on. I think it's Men Lie, Women Lie podcast.
Podcast. And the Gmail might be different. I don't know.
Let's see right now. Hold on.
I don't recall.
It
at
is,
the
oh,
moment.
men _ women _ podcast.
Oh, I was way off. Mad underscores. Make sure you're following that page and DM for any show ideas or advice, or, you know,
Damn, we couldn't come up with an easier one.
if you're trying to.
I think it was taken, right? It was already like used.
Haters,
So
bruh.
same thing, Men Lie, Women Lie podcast, just an underscore in between each word.
Yes.
That's the easy way to remember it.
There you go. There you go.
All
You
right, Dr. Love.
holla at me. I'll give the best advice. And I think we out.